scrape an axe handle. When they come with a bunch of varnish urethane on them, and they don't work very good. So you got to scrape it off. You can sand it off, but I find what works best is to scrape them. So this is just a knife blank that I had cut out of a saw blade, like a circular saw blade. The trick is you got to have 90 degrees right here. And of course, to cut these out with a saw blade, because they're hardened, you have to use like a die grinder or a cutoff wheel. So I'll show you how effective it is. So here's a brand new. There's one with you can see the schmutz on it. There's the sticker, the original sticker. Here's this piece of saw blade. Push or pull. You find a place where it really cuts good. It's pretty hard to do any kind of this kind of work without a vise. You got to have a vise. This works pretty good because it's round. This is pretty round, so you can find a place. That's how you know you're cutting good. I just sharpened this on the belt sander. Side just a little bit. This is one of those things that's pretty hard to do if you don't have a vise, though. I'm not even touching. I'm not even pushing very hard. So there you can see where I scraped and where I haven't scraped. If I was getting real serious about this, I'd get the tool out. Got a tool that will hold these odd shapes a lot better, but you don't have to put much pressure on them. So I'm going to use the round side of that. Sure beats clogging up a bunch of expensive sandpaper. Got this sitting against my fat belly. And I'm not putting any pressure. It can actually go. Actually push too. But the trick is getting this 90 degrees and having a sharp edge in here. Something like that. Staple at the bottom. Oh, look, I'm using my leather tool. So now if you wanted to go back, that wasn't smooth enough for you. Now you can go back and sand it. You wouldn't be wouldn't be clogging up your sandpaper with a bunch of lacquer or polyurethane or whatever the heck that is. Like this they use on this. Guys, just put that in the belly, push on a little bit. A lot faster trying to sand it. got it one-handed. You want something hardenable, and you don't want it very thick. That's less than an 1/8. That's probably an 1/8 thick, but it's it's hard because it's a saw blade, so it's fairly hard. But I got a nice edge. I don't have a feather on there. If you started to develop a feather on the edge of that, and that started to roll over, you could just get your knife sharpener, knock the edge of it off. Now, after I get this packed, I'm going to blacken this. I'm working on an axe head that my son and I have been forging. Grain on this, I didn't have a lot of choices in town. Grain on this wasn't great, but it was the best one that they had. It's a little bit skewed, but it isn't running crossways, so but that's way better. It's hard to use a handle that's got that lacquer on it. It's actually pretty abrasive, and even on my tough old bare paw hands, that lacquer that they put on there, number one, it keeps can't foil the handle. It's got that coating on it. How long did that take? How long have we been on? I don't know, 7 minutes? Well, you could have screwed around without changing sandpaper that long. You can actually make a similar tool, and you can scrape mild steel. And maybe one of these days I'll do a video on a handled scraper. Anyway, that's your tip for the day. Get a hot-headed always where you're safe. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks, everybody.